Hi, I'm Cher Johnston. Welcome to my happy place. Today I'm just stitching. This is a buttonhole wheel. And I drew on some flowers there. My daughter told me the other day something I made. She said, "You know what it needs, Mom? It needs some flowers." And I don't remember what we were talking about. So I'm just making some flowers. I think we were talking about pocket altars. So that's why this is blue. That black pen sure is ugly. Okay, I'm going to shut up so I can fast forward. Well, that ended up a lot bigger than I intended, but I think it's fine. I might have to adjust some of the other little flowers, but it's fine, it'll work. By the way, what I have here is 3752, and then this is 3755. I'm going to use this to do some colonial knots in the center. Okay, this one is 841. I have 2 strands. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm working with 2 strands of DMC embroidery floss. And this is a leaf. This is a fly stitch. And this piece of fabric that I'm stitching on, this is a kitchen towel. You get them at Target or Walmart. They're really cheap. They're very thin. They're very soft. I love working with these. And I used it the other day when I was painting. And I got some paint on it. Actually, this piece, I intentionally, like I looked at it and I went, oh, I need a light blue spot. So I painted a light blue spot. I let it run. I mean, I just paint like one dab of paint. And there you go. One is sort of bending, huh? It's okay. It can be bendy. Oh, I have to cut that whole part out because off screen. Or maybe I'll just leave it in because some days I don't feel much like editing. All right. I think I'm going to do one straight stitch here because I can fill in I'm going to fill in some with French knots, but not that much. Yeah, that looks good. When I get more thread, I'll be back. All right, this one is 842. It's just a shade lighter. And then I have 827 that I'm going to be using after this. This one is let's start at the tip here. No, let's start up here. This one is also a button wheel. No, it's a buttonhole. That was Mitzi. There she goes. This is a buttonhole part. So it's a buttonhole stitch. shaped like a heart. This time, I'm going to do, I don't know if you can hear Mitzi in the background. She's crying to me this morning, and I don't know why. I fed her, tried to put her in my lap and brush her and pet her. She doesn't want that. She has water, and when she wants, sometimes she wants a tent. She'll sit on the couch with a blanket over top of her. But she does the specific thing when she wants that. She's not doing that. I think she wants tuna fish. She thinks she can have tuna fish anytime she wants. But it's not good for her, and she throws up. She threw up the other day. And I don't know if do cats just do that? They throw up and then eat it. I saw her do that once before. And I don't, is that normal? Is that normal cat behavior? No. I'm liking this. I'm going to do this other one off camera, because you don't need to see two, right? All right, I just realized that last section had no sound. I'm going to leave it in. but I used 827 and I did some bullion knot stitches there. Now I have 518 and 519. I'm gonna do a bullion knot rose. I think 6 or 7 wraps. That looks good. And I have, for this one it's important, I have a milliner's needle. Not a millinery needle. I know that sometimes the closed captions are wrong, but I don't always go through them and correct it. It's a milliner's needle for bullion knots. So I was watching somebody. I was watching Ariane Zurcher. She been watching quite a few of her videos lately, and when she does a bullion knot, she wraps counterclockwise. So I had watched someone who said that you have to wrap bullion knots clockwise. And she did it counterclockwise and showed the difference. I was like, why am I wrapping clockwise? I thought somebody said that somewhere, but anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to try this counterclockwise that way. So I do 3 with this color, and then I'm going to switch to a different color. I do have a recipe that I'm following, but and I'll show you the book. It's from this book. So there you go. If you want more information on these thingies, these flowers. So I can go all the way to the back and back up. Sometimes I don't do that. Doesn't really matter. I just did that clockwise. I don't know if it matters. But I do know what matters is when you finish, you want to make sure that you put that, you tuck that in underneath the other one. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come down here. Let's go a little bit further out. Down here and back out. And then that was 12 wraps. And I'm just going around, the center ones a few times. Well, till it looks nice, right? That one was 14. It doesn't really matter. I count. So it's like a Rain Man thing, I guess. I saw that movie and I just thought it was so odd that I could relate to that man so much. But maybe we all do to a certain degree, right? Do you relate to Rain Man? The counting thing. I was impressed by it. Okay. Now it's looking kind of, I don't know, it's looking weird to me. This is 12 wraps. And I think it's probably looking weird just because it's not done. When you do painting, it goes through an ugly stage. I think the same is true with this. I want to go here. And I'm going to do a really long one that goes all the way down here. Like maybe 16 or 18 wraps. 1, 2. I just realized what I need. I think I'm going to get more thread. This one's kind of tight. I think I'm going to get more thread and do a cast on stitch. Yeah, that would be pretty. She doesn't do that in her book, but it's something that I saw recently. And now I want to do it. Okay. All right, cast on stitch. Goes like this. If you knit, you know this. And I'm going to speed this up because I have to count, and it takes me a long time because that's just sharp needle there. Okay, I have 14 there. And I want to try to get that to point outward. Like that. That's pretty nice, huh? I don't know if you can see the Mitzi hair, but there's Mitzi hair in there. All right. Now, the next one, oh, I like that a lot. Okay. The next one is going to start behind here. Yeah? Yeah. And I'm going to go to here. There? Yes, there. There we go.
Give myself plenty of thread. And I think I'm going to do 14 again.
Okay, that was 16. Trying to make it face. Maybe if I try, yeah, that's going to work better. Nope. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Okay. I'm going to do more of these off camera because, you know, you get the idea, and I think they're going to be easier to do. I can put it right up to my face. All right. Do you ever watch? I watch these people sometimes who do embroidery and they don't talk. They just, they just show what they're doing. I remember one time seeing someone do this. And it was a quick thing because they do it all in fast motion. And I kind of remember thinking, I wonder why she does that. Well, this is why. Because if you put your needle through there, for some reason that fans out a little bit better. Nice. I think that has enough petals. Then we're going to do a little, I'm going to do a little rosebud here. Six wraps. It was either 6 or 7, I don't know. Looks like a rosebud. Then just have to do this. Just because. And little, not colonial knots, but French knots. They're tiny. I have to let my needle untwist now and then. And these are like, I don't know, it's not a flower, it's just a thing. It's just a decorative element. Okay, now I need, she's, in the book, she has a different color that I don't think that I have. I don't know. It's close enough that I'm just going to use what I have right here. This is either 841 or 842. Don't remember, doesn't matter. We're going to put here a little oh, little fly stitch. looks like a little heart. Then this needs to have a little it's doing a little backstitch stem. And then roses have these little, the little leaves have 5 sort of leaflet things. It's so pleasant today. Sometimes I feel bad saying that because I know there's other parts of the country where there's winter storms and ice and it's freezing cold and it's like, oh, well, I live in Southern California. It's very expensive to live here, but we do have the nice weather. We have beautiful weather today. I think it's like 75. Might go someplace today. This one, having a hard time grabbing these. This one's going to disappear underneath that petal a little bit. But it's fine. We know it's there, right? And one more over. Oh my gosh. All right. How cool is that? Okay, the last thing that I'm going to do on this is, actually I'm going to put a little leaf right here. Just one of these detached chain stitch leaves. And then I'm going to fill in, I'm going to fill this in with some more French knots. And I'll be back. Okay. I put some little seed beads on there. I filled in this with some little French knots. And I also stitched it down. This is the pocket altar that I'm working on. And I did stitch this down, but I want it to have some blue tacking stitches, and I'm pulling really tight so that they look sort of tufted. Know what I mean? And there's a piece of lace there. Little tiny piece of lace. And then over here, there is a piece of gauze. It's just something that was sitting here on my desk. I said, hey, let's stick that in there. It's kind of cool looking. And I did tack it down with some tacking stitches. But let's just go around. All right, let me end this off and then I'll show you what I got here. All right, so this is the outside of that pocket altar. I put in, I think I talked about that, the little scroll thing. And then I had some just leftover threads lying around. I leave them on the needle and then just put them on here. So it's going to fold up like this. And then this is going to fold over like that. And that, I think that's going to have a button. And I don't know if this is finished or not. We'll see. This side is finished. Sort of like it. Okay, that's all for me today. Thanks for watching. Bye.